President of Oz, is taking some time out from the tour to come down here. Basically, the whole idea of the seminar is for all of your musicians and bands to get a feel for the music industry, pretty much know what you're getting into. Talk a little bit about guitar, okay? Feel free to ask any questions about, musically, theory, or anything like that. Whatever's on your mind, that's the reason he's here, is basically to help you out, with whichever situation you're in, playing and everything. So if you have any questions, or do you want to
No, the one thing I could say is, the last one we did is the first time I've ever done this, so this is the second, so don't expect me to just come out and start handling this really good, because it's actually I'm very nervous about speaking in front of people, so you got to help me out with questions, and if there's anything I can help you out, I'd be glad to do it. So.
Everybody had a million questions to ask me about him. Go ahead, man.
What kind of effects do you use when you're playing out, say, in concerts?
In concerts?
Yeah.
Well, I have a pedal board, and in it there's distortion plus, a 10-band equalizer. They're all MXR, by the way. A flanger, a chorus, stereo chorus, a crybaby, wah pedal, and a Roland volume pedal. And I used to use them a lot more, but now our sound man is starting to add a lot up front. So I don't really use them all as much as I used to. Just sometimes I use them more for quiet rhythm parts, just to enhance the sound. I don't really use any echoes or anything for leads, ever.
Do you have a preamp built in your guitar?
No, I have a distortion plus on the board, and I just keep that on all the time. And just straight Marshalls.
Is that how you use distortion?
Sorry?
Is that how you get on that distortion?
Yeah. See, if you play and you use Marshalls, I had to change the speakers over to Altex because they're a very bright, clean speaker. Yeah, because the selections are really dirty anyway, and if you start adding a fuzz box to them, it'll sound terrible. But I like that added treble and dirt to it.
Mm-hmm. Great. Do you have any problems like high-pitched feedback or using?
Yes, a guy the last session was asking me about that. It's not so much a squeal. I don't have that problem, but I have a lot of problem of like if you let go for a second, it'll feed back. You've got to really play, so you're covering your pickup. And if you want to do something quiet, I have to either use the volume pedal or I have to click off the fuzz, because it will squeal. I got used to playing that way.
Go ahead, Larry.
What kind of music you started playing at home and been playing before you got picked up with Ozzy?
Well, I was 7, and I'm 25 now. I don't think I knew what I was playing when I was 7. I just played the guitar. One of the early things I remember was I was strumming, is it Malagueña, when it has the E chord, and I thought that was really good because I could switch an E chord and strum it fast. It was just anything, it was an old Spanish guitar, and then I just started playing anything like Gloria or Louie Louie or whatever was out on the radio. And to the second part of that question, I met Ozzy when I was 22, and I've been with him since then. So it's about 2.5 years now. Can you speak up a little bit? Oh, yeah. Tommy's great, though.
Okay.
You got a special tremolo in your flying V you use, or does a certain company make that, or is that just...
Well, the main flying V is the white one. If you see it, is a Charvel. it says Jackson. Everybody thinks, what's a Jackson? But Grover Jackson owns Charvel, and he builds them himself for me. And I use his tremolo units. I think they're very good. I mean, other than the Floyd Rose, there's no perfect tremolo. But his are very good, and he's just about to release a brand new one he invented that's supposed to be equal to a Floyd Rose. But it works with ball bearings. And he's just doing a prototype, and he's doing a guitar for me now, and it'll be the first to use it. So real soon I'll start experimenting with it. I have another Flying V with it's polka dotted. That isn't a Charvel, and I do have tuning problems with that one all the time.
Go ahead. Hey, whenever you started, did you have to play in little hick bars, to get going, just to play what the people wanted, or did you always play what you wanted?
Well, when I started, I was really young. I mean, when I started playing rock, I was about 12 and 13, and where I came from, the big thing was to play parties. I mean, there was a lot of bands where I lived, and they'd all play parties. And I wasn't really from the city, it's sort of a suburb. And I thought that was it. I loved it. I couldn't wait till the weekend so I could play. We used to cart our own gear up and everything. And then, of course, I got into the club scene in L.A.
That was you did get a circuit going.
Well, yeah, there's a great big local club scene in L.A. It's a lot of opportunity for original bands to play. A lot more than there is in these parts, which is hard. They just shout them out. I mean,
like when you first started, you said you were 13. Were there any guitar players you first started listening to and writing music you really enjoyed?
Well, see, I get asked all the time, who's your favorite, who's your influences? If you play so long, they're bound to change. Whoever's good, you listen to for a while. But I'd never had a phonograph until I think I was 16. So I couldn't just play my favorite guitar player, so I listened to the radio. And I just sort of liked anybody who was good. But I can say one of my favorite sounds was when I first heard Mountain and Leslie West with that harmonics and the sustain. I mean, I just thought it was the greatest thing. But since then, I just like anybody who plays guitar, I don't have a favorite.
You played with a band called Widowmaker?
No, that's the bass player. The ex-bass player, Bob Daisley, was in
Is he a new bass player?
Yes.
Is it not Oshima?
No, his name's Rudy. He used to play with me in L.A. in a local band.
Who have you played with before? Did you play with any other people before you got with Ozzy Osbourne?
No, I was in a local band in L.A. for 5 years. I mean, I sort of grew up in that band. And I was still in it when I met Ozzy. I had to leave that band. And other than that, just like garage bands and little efforts that didn't work.
How did Ozzy?
How did what?
How did Ozzy meet?
Well, when he left Sabbath, he was putting a new band, like his own band together. And he just went around auditioning. And he spent a lot of time in L.A. auditioning. And the bass player he originally was auditioning with called me and said he still hasn't found anybody. Why don't you go down and meet him? That's how I met him.
What do you think of other guitarists like Michael Schenker?
I think Michael Schenker's excellent. I think he's a great rock player. He's very melodic and lots of feeling.
You got any other guitarists you think like that caliber?
Oh, I could name 100. I mean, everybody's out there is really good at what they do. I mean, Eddie Van Halen's fantastic. Michael Schenker's great. Richie Blackmore. Sorry? No, we did a show with him in England once, but I didn't meet him. I met somebody from his band.
What do you think of Angus?
Angus Young. Oh, I think that what he's doing great. I mean, his image is so strong. So it's like his voice.
Are you from California?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in L.A.
Are you from California?
Yeah, I'm born and raised in L.A.
When you write a lead, do you go for a melody type deal, or do you go for more of a technical dazzle type?
Well, it depends, you know, on whatever the progression is and the sort of mood of the song. And it's a good question, because a lot of people, sometimes when they go to put a lead down, sometimes they think of themselves too much first and they want to put it all out. But you got to think what kind of song it is. You've got to put something that suits the song really well. And it's great to do both. I mean, if it has a melodic progression, you know, I'd like to play melodic.
What do you think about Richie Blackmore?
I think he's great. He was one of my real early favorites. He's very, he's got great bluesy phrasing. You know, it really made me listen to a lot of blues.
Like his harmonics.
I didn't know much about him. As I said earlier, I didn't know a real lot about Black Sabbath when I met Ozzy. And I was saying earlier, that's probably why I get along with Ozzy. Because I just, you know, we're different, come from different music backgrounds.
Did you ever talk about the band and why you left?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
What was the name? Steady Still?
Yeah, I guess so. They weren't getting along, things like that. I mean, it was a long time. They were together 14 years or something like that.
What do you think are the main things for having a good band?
For having a good band?
Real good band.
Well, I'd say the main thing, aside from that you can all play together well, is that you all really are on the same level mentally. I mean, if one of you wants to go out and earn money in a lounge, and the other guy wants to go out and do originals just to play, then you got a contrast. You know? I think you all should want the same thing out of your band and like the same sort of thing. Good start, I think.
Is it true that when you went to audition with Ozzy Osbourne that you didn't really have to play anything, you just hooked up and tuned?
Yeah,
I heard a lot of rumors
really,
about that.
It was more embarrassing than this, getting up in front of a group of people. I thought I was going to go play with a band, and I met him in a recording studio, and I just brought a tune-up amp, which is
Yeah,
a little
they said
small
you brought a
Fender.
small amp.
And if you've been in a recording studio, they have the glass booth up there. Well, I was through the tune-up amp, no effects, nothing. I mean, just straight through that mic, and they were all listening. They said, "Okay, play." I said, "You got to be joking." You know, what could I play? No musicians. So I just thought, oh no. I didn't know what to do, and I just started warming up. And he said, "Yeah, you're good. You know." I only played for a couple seconds, and then I got kind of mad because I thought, "Well, you haven't even heard me yet."
Did he really chew a bat's head off?
I got asked this earlier, too. I'll leave it to your imagination.
Come on. He's a psychopath.
Why did you get rid of Lee Kirk?
Sorry?
Why did you get rid of Lee Kirk?
That's weird.
Well, Lee and Bob, both of them, have been in this a long time, and I think Ozzy wanted to go out and do a lot of touring, and I don't think they really felt they needed to anymore. I think they just wanted to do it the easiest way possible. And, you know, it was a whole new start for Ozzy. It was like starting over. So I believe he wanted musicians that had the freshness to it. That's basically what.
How old are you?
I'm 25. I turned 25 December.
Will you play some stuff for us?
Yeah. Do you have anything?
Not all, Mason. Whatever you want to warm up with.
Well,
About the lick though with the mom.
which lick?
With the brakes or the empty brakes where you're playing the fast down ones.
Yeah, any particular one. The main lead break is the first one. And this.
Yeah, right.
That's all it is. It's an E minor. It's A minor. It's just D minor instead of going. Just call that. If you see something that you think, what was that? Ask, you know. And then the other break is just a real quick tremolo. That's really all there is to it. It's just one real lick in it. The rest is just noise. Yeah, the last session, it's really hard to just sit up here and play anything. So if there's something you want me to play, you know, I'll try to play it.
Live in the middle of Suicide Solution.
I'll tell you what, are you coming tonight? It's a bit long. And also, you sort of have to do all that loud. There's a lot of feedback but if there's anything in particular in there, like Soul of Mother Earth. Okay, it's an E, and it's very similar to a harmonic scale. It starts on E flat. And it goes up to E flat again. Then it's just an octave with the pitch. It sounds a lot different live. I'm trying to slow it down so you can see what I'm playing, but it'd be like. So it's just coming up from high E minor. There it goes. Right, it's the only weird notes in there are the harmonic parts in E minor, which is that any help? I mean, I've got a very clean sound here, so if you want me just to play subtle, just like the record, it'd be better if you wanted to learn what I'm doing in it, because I could never really get the same sound.
Play Crazy Train.
The lead to Crazy Train.
The last part of Crazy Train is one that you do. Okay, downward motion.
Like
it's the last lead, last part of the lead on Crazy.
Oh, the run at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, it's in F sharp. I'm trying to remember because I don't do that run live anymore. But it's, I think that's how it ends. See, I know that's the run. I don't know the ending of the phrase I use in the records. But it goes 1.5 steps behind F sharp. Matter of fact, I'll show you an A if you like. Okay, so you're an A here. So that would be the same thing in F sharp.
You know when you do this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Is there a word for that, a name? Or is it just a style?
It's just hammer-ons.
Hammer-ons.
Well, that's what you're doing here. I don't really know if there's a name or not.
False harmonics.
What is it?
False harmonics.
Is that what they're called? Because they're not really a harmonic, is it?
No. Could you play the false harmonics that you do in Flying High Again?
Yeah,
lead
sure.
on that?
You know what? I wouldn't mind having that equalizer again. Okay, it starts on C sharp.
Yeah.
And then you do the false harmonics, as you say.
Learn something.
Yeah. Up on A. And you move both hands. He's just going to hook this up. It's very clean, so I'm going to try to get some sustain. Which, not to say that it makes you play better, but it really sounds stupid, doesn't it?
Empty.
Yeah. But anyways, while he's doing that, you move both hands 1/2 step. So you take the first string, and you're on A here, C sharp here. You do your hammer on, then move it up a half step, both hands, in other words, the string. Then move it up a half step, both hands, in other words, the string and the false harmonic. And you go up a half step each.
Okay, what key are you playing that in? Flying
A.
high. It's an A. When I play Crazy Train, if I go to play Flying High again, I'm a half tone out. Is you tune different?
It's tuned a semitone down.
Okay.
Okay, so to show you what I mean, here's a... Then you move to the key of E. So in other words, both hands are moving up a half step of the string.
Are they both on the same string?
No, see, each string moves up. Like you're on the first string, right? Then you move to the second string a half step up.
Alright.
Do the same thing with your false harmonic, half step up. And the next string, half step up. And so on. And same thing, you go up to the 4th fret and the 7th, which would be an E. It's an E chord. And if you get lost, it ends on F.
How do you play Crazy Train? Start with E or F sharp, I think.
Yeah, starts on F sharp.
Can you play the beginning of Crazy Train?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, do you have a wah-wah on that pushed all the way up at the beginning?
No, just a distortion like it is now.
Because it does sound like you have a wah-wah on that.
The rhythm.
That's the run.
That's A, E, D, A.
What's the run there?
You do a G.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes. And
What's the run you do right after that?
just do it.
After the rhythm you just play.
Just a thing.
What chords are those? Too fast.
A, E, D to A. And at the end, if you use inversions, it goes, which is A, with a third on the bass, and E, with a third on the bass, then A. No, D, then E. This would be a D. So it's going A, E, D, A. That's just the very last time it needs to go.
Do the chorus.
Is there any way to get a mic up there? Because I can't hear the question.
Could you speak up?
Sorry?
Mental wounds, not healing. That Rick can do after that. It's like
That one.
verse you do a riff.
What's that one that builds up? It goes.
That's a fake. No, I don't even do that live because it sounds really sloppy. But what that is, I mean, you could. I used to do that live. But there's nothing technical about that except you're just faking the kids. It's F sharp minor, right? And I'm not going to lie and say you do that all the way up. It was like a fix slide to the chord quick before it died. I mean, when you play loud, things like that, you can fall over time.
What do you tune down to? It's the same.
Well, I didn't on the first album. On the second album, it was just, a lot of people do it. I never did it. But when we were writing the second album, the tuner we had was off. It was not on. And I got to like some of the sounds for some of these songs. It gives you a much heavier sound to the chords, especially like an A chord, having that A flat tone or an E. Basically, it just gives you a more sort of meaner sound to the chord. Live, some of the songs are tuned normal, some are tuned down, so I have different guitars tuned differently. Basically, all it is.
And what type of strings you use?
Exercise, do you go through like finger exercise before you go out on stage?
Well, I do a lot of things with the first, second, and fourth finger just to sort of warm them up. Just sort of wander around. A good exercise is something like that, an alternate picking, where just keep speeding it up. Something like that. The guy asked me this earlier. Sometimes I do a lot of hammer on it, so I just basic. You go up and down the neck. But I don't do those so much anymore. I used to do them before a gig, and they really warm up my fingers. It's different sort of.
When you write your songs, do you all get together, like all four members of a band, right? Or do you work on music by yourself and Ozzy works on lyrics?
Well, the first album, when I first met Ozzy, there was no band yet. So I was staying at his house, and he and I were just sort of knocking ideas around. And then we met Bob. And the three of us, while we were looking for a drummer, auditioning, we were just sort of messing around with riffs and ideas. And we didn't actually get a drummer until a week before we went to the studio to put it together. Mainly it's just sitting around with a tape recorder on and just keep at it, keep looking for ideas. And you'll finally come up with them. I mean, it takes a long time. It takes a few days before you come up with anything at all. But it's not really ever the whole band at once writing, because really the song comes from either a riff or a melody or a combination of the two. It's not like you all come up with something at the same time. You know what I mean?
Tired of imagining, like, you think it's getting, like, the part and take that away and really don't like it.
Okay. We don't do that song live. What?
Do it now.
We use the tape, but I will show you the chords to that if you want to learn. I'm sorry?
I just figured out that
You gonna play longer than an hour and a half this time?
No, hour and a half is what we play.
You gotta do next to
So you show us the chords of Diary Manor.
Diary Manor? Sure. It's like, it would be comparable to an A with a flatted fifth. So in other words, you got a root third, and you flat the E. Used with the open E, you get, gives you that dissonance. You got a seventh, which is the G. Then it goes to A minor 9. The riff is.
Keep going.
The intro to that is the same chord. This is A major. major 9. Switch to A minor 9. This is A major 9. Switch to A minor 9. G bass. F. A major 9. Which is the 7th of the D. We add a 7th at the end. The A major 9 would be an F sharp at the end. All there is to it. Unless you want to learn any of the middle parts of it.
So sevenths?
Yeah, it's a C7. Or I use it as an E diminished, which is very, very close to the same chord. That goes to like E minor. Just E, C, D, and A.
Sabbath numbers tonight?
Sorry?
Sabbath numbers tonight?
Yeah, we do Iron Man, Children of the Grave, and Paranoid. Yeah, same 3.
What you gonna do? How much different are you gonna do this?
Well, to be honest, the main difference is the stage set. We have this like castle where the riser opens up and Ozzy comes out. Well, in the beginning, he appears in a chair. At the end, he comes out in a hand, and we have a midget that throws liver. I mean, there's a lot of bizarreness. As far as
How many songs off the
we do 1,